and I don't think, I think it's been about a week since I vlogged. And so the question is, where have I been and what have I been doing? Obviously I've been here still teaching and doing all the normal things. But after last Tuesday, which is the last time I vlogged, I literally didn't have like the time, the energy, the mental space or capacity to even pick up the camera to vlog, let alone vlog and then edit and upload. I really truly was very busy. Like, I didn't have a moment to spare, including to vlog, because there were just so many things going on. I think the next day, on Wednesday, I had a meeting with someone from the district that I had to kind of prepare for in a way. And then Thursday, I had to make sure that we were ready for lunchtime activities, which was something the leadership kids were putting on for Freaky Friday, which was like our Halloween day. And then Friday was the lunch activities and just making sure we had everything organized and together for that. And then I worked all weekend because grades had to be finalized by yesterday, and I had grades that I needed to enter, so I knew I was spending my whole weekend just making sure I was ready for that. So grades had to be finalized by yesterday, but also I knew I had to make sub-plans because I was out yesterday, and that universally infamous universal access class started yesterday, the day that I was out, and I had to kind of wrap my brain around what was I going to do to start that class without me being here. And in addition to all of that, there was a part of me, and still is a part of me, that just felt like, this is going to sound dramatic, and it's not as bad as it sounds. Like, there has been a part of me that has felt like I just need to like disappear, like just detach, get off social media, eliminate things that I don't have to do, because like it's just been a lot. It's been a lot, and I need to just like take a step back in ways. And so that was the other reason why I didn't vlog. That was me just kind of taking a step back and disappearing to some extent. And so that's where I've been, and that's what I've been doing. I have felt like the past week I'm really just like in survival mode, like not having enough time to get what I need to get done for the day and then be proactive and prepared for the days to come, like literally just getting ready day by day, and that is exhausting mentally and emotionally. So that's what's been going on. And as far as going forward, I think I'm just at a place like I'm absolutely feeling bad and feeling disappointed and feeling like I didn't hold my word because I did not upload daily every day in the year 2021. But what's outweighing that feeling of disappointment in myself and frustration is just the clarity of mind and appreciation that I realize I have to take care of myself. Like, and me just stopping that for about a week has helped, has kind of given me a little bit of breathing room. So going forward, my intention is still going to be to upload on a regular basis, because I do enjoy interacting with you guys, and really you guys are a support system, but also I'm like responsible to you guys, or like responding to comments takes time, responding or uploading takes time. And so as much as I enjoy it, it is something that at times can cause me more stress. And I was just trying to think to myself, are there things that you can eliminate? Like, you have the power to eliminate them, and this is obviously one of those things. So we'll see what happens going forward in terms of me getting something up every single day for the rest of this calendar year. And I can wholeheartedly say that next year I will not upload daily. I will upload regularly, but not daily. I just can't do it. I cannot do it. And really October, the month of October just kicked my butt. It's like I have yet to recover and recoup the time lost from conference week. So that's what's up. I'm fine. I'm physically fine. For the most part, I'm emotionally fine. I think my hormones were in fact also out of whack. So I need to reevaluate my decision to take myself off those birth control pills, because that was a whole experience. And mentally, I feel like I'm okay. I could be better. because I'm just stressed, but I'm okay. So yeah, enough about all that. As far as what I've been teaching, pretty much like nothing new has occurred, because the days have just been busy and jam-packed, and we're kind of wrapping things up with Cujo. So today the kids were given a close read question. I think I showed you guys those last week. And so there was a day where they had time to kind of work on the question, figure out what they wanted to say in response as a group. And then we've had some of the groups present. There was an interruption there because I was out yesterday, and Friday was Friday. There was no way that they were going to be presenting dressed in Halloween costumes and be focused. So they're going to finish that up today. And then we're going to start getting them ready for their writing prompt. And so here's the prompt. I'm going to see if I can show it to you because it's behind my display here. It's on this chart paper. And the prompt says, the scene in the novel is written in third person limited and reveals Donna's inner thoughts. In an essay of 250 words, explain how the author used third person limited point of view to create suspense. In your response, cite specific text evidence from the passage that is written in third person limited and creates a feeling of suspense for the reader. So today we're just going to go over that prompt. I have a TED Ed video that kind of refreshes their memory on third person limited and what that is. They also did a Nearpod activity with the sub that reviewed point of view to kind of get them ready for that. And then today we're just going to tap the prompt where they're going to work as a group to identify the topic that they're writing about, the audience, which is easy because the audience is always me and it's academic, and the purpose of their writing. Are they informing or explaining something, writing a story, or trying to persuade? And that's probably as far as we'll get. And then in history, we finished up talking about the Articles of Confederation and how it relates to Shays Rebellion, and I thought that went well. And then I gave them a short answer response, like that is 5 questions, I think, where they had to respond to it, but these responses required them to synthesize information that they learned about Thomas Jefferson, the Articles of Confederation, and Shays Rebellion to be able to successfully answer these questions. And there were 2 questions that, to me, if they were successful in synthesizing all that information, students would have responded to these 2 questions correctly, and a good chunk of them didn't. One question was asking, did Thomas Jefferson favor a strong central government? And they should have realized that no, he didn't. Based on the fact that he wasn't extremely critical of Shays Rebellion, felt like rebellions were a natural part of building democracy, and states that he worries that because of Shays Rebellion, he's worried that the people at the Constitutional Convention would overreact. And then the other question was asking them if he felt like the states at that time in history were peaceful or chaotic. A lot of kids said that it was chaotic, and then used text evidence from Thomas Jefferson that actually shows that he thought it was peaceful. And so that was alarming for me. So then I came back and we reread those, and I talked about those, or reread the passage from Thomas Jefferson, talked about the things that we learned about him, talked about what we knew about the Articles of Confederation, and talked about the fact that, you know, he wasn't really in favor of a strong central government. He really felt like Shays Rebellion was, you know, something that needed to happen. And also to be able to recognize the tone in his letter, because one of the things that they use for text evidence is Thomas Jefferson says, heaven forbid we should go without a rebellion for 20 years. So some kids took that piece of text evidence and thought that he was somehow implying that the states were chaotic, when in fact he's saying we're not chaotic. We've had this rebellion, and that's all that we've had in the past 20 years. So we rediscussed, reread, re-annotated, and then I just assigned those 2 questions to them again. And any student who did well on those 2 questions was just excused. They didn't have to do it again because they obviously got it the first time. So that's what we've done in history, and now we're moving on to the Constitutional Convention. So today I found a Nearpod lesson that I'm going to use that talks about the Constitutional Convention. But before we do that, we're going to talk about the concept of compromise, to make sure they understand what it is and what truly is a compromise. That both sides have to feel like they're getting something out of it, because they're giving up something, but they also need to feel like they're getting something from it. So we're going to talk about the concept of compromise, and I'm going to use an activity that I did last year that gives like just everyday scenarios to teenagers, and then they have to come up with the compromise based on the scenario. So the one that we're going to use, I should have just kept the camera pointing this way, says, let's compromise. Your friends invite you to a house party. You want to come home at midnight, but your parents want you home by 10. They think you're too young to stay out past 10 p.m. How would you negotiate a compromise in this situation? So if you watched my vlogs at the end of the year, I did this with my classes last year, but tied it to the Civil War. I'll still reference this when we get to the Civil War, but by then they'll have a better sense of what compromise is. And then, so we'll talk through that, and then we'll move on to the Nearpod lesson. And there's also a little TED Ed video that kind of summarizes the Constitutional Convention as well. So that is what's been up. I had all the intentions of showing you what we did last week with leadership. Last week was our first Color Wars battle at lunch, or battles at lunch, where every grade level had kids that were selected to play like just very easy games. One was musical chairs, one was a hula hoop race. They earned points for themselves in their house. It was organized. A 6th grade teacher monitored the 6th grade lunch, a 7th grade teacher monitored the 7th grade lunch, and then I was out there with Taylor for 8th grade lunch. And then we had leadership kids that were running it, like they were in charge of emceeing it and all of that, and the music. And so 6th grade, the kids that were doing it described it as being chaotic, and I said that's to be expected because this is the first run for everyone, so something is going to go wrong. 7th grade, they said, was really good. The 7th graders seemed to be really into it and really hyped. And then 8th grade, from what I saw, it went okay, but the crowd wasn't super hyped, and I just kind of had to break it to them like that's generally what the 8th graders are like. They don't want to show anyone that they're having fun or that they may be entertained, and so they're just a tough crowd. So, but the teacher that helped with 7th grade and 6th grade, they really had positive things to say about the lunchtime activities last week, so that was good. So, I'm gonna stop talking for now. I've been talking for about 12 minutes and I have about 15 minutes of my prep left, but I just wanted to check in and say hello, say that I'm okay. Also, thank you to the people that reached out and checked in to make sure I was okay. Also, I don't have, I checked my P.O. box and I hadn't in a while. And one person, I have the letter here, I think, because I was reading them. But I want to make sure I get her name right. Ooh. No, here it is. So I want to thank her name, Andrea, I'm not sure, for the lovely letter that I read, for the encouragement, and the Starbucks gift card. You guys know that is my little form of therapy when I'm having a down day. And then of course we all know Mr. Lopez is always very generous and sent me some coffee, but my favorite thing was I got a very large bag of gummy bears that just made me so happy, and I'm still eating them today. So thank you guys so much, and sorry if you sent it a while ago and I'm just now seeing it. I just hadn't checked the P.O. box in a while. So that's all for now. I'm gonna get back to what I was doing. I'll talk to you guys later. It's now 7:30 at night. I'm at home. I've been home for a while, probably a couple hours. I walked Riley, and now I'm getting ready to get on the Peloton. I walked Riley and I cooked and I talked to my sister. Yeah, and so now I'm getting ready to get on my Peloton. So I'm really just here to close it for today. I think in the effort of me trying to upload a little bit, but also maintain some balance, like I feel like the smoothness of these vlogs may not be the same, like there might be these large gaps, so I apologize. But I showed you what I was teaching today and that pretty much happened. We didn't finish, didn't get as far as I wanted to, which is just the nature of teaching. But I'm gonna end it here. I will definitely try and check in tomorrow because there's also just other like silliness going on with COVID and restrictions and what we can and cannot do in the classroom and or at the school that is just causing so much frustration and confusion amongst teachers, including myself, that is adding stress, which is another reason why I just took a step back, because I'm just have been getting to a level of just agitation that you don't want to see on camera. So I'll try and rehash that kind of stuff tomorrow or another day in the very near future. But that's it for today. If you enjoyed today's vlog and are relieved to see that I'm okay and I'm still trying, please give this video a thumbs up. If you're not subscribed, make sure you subscribe. And of course, definitely leave a comment. Even though I've been a little bit slower with getting back to them, I do eventually go back and try and get to them in batches. So don't feel discouraged in doing that. And as always, I hope that you guys are well. And if you're not well, please be well. And I don't know, I'm not gonna say I'm gonna see you tomorrow because it's just a real dicey time right now. So let's, for the time being, say I will see you when I see you, and hopefully that's tomorrow. So good night.